Good evening and welcome in to the Mystic Lotus Dragonflies Awesome Choose Love Summit. So I saw this movie just yesterday from 2010, I think, and hand on heart, even though it is a light movie, it was definitely about love and relationships and dreams. And yes, in its nuances, also about feeling cheated and even betrayed. And the first thing that struck me was that I never saw this movie in 2010. And how weird that I see it of all days, one day before today's call, this call. I said hand on heart because I want you to know that I didn't just throw this in to move into a segue for today. It actually happened. And it got me thinking, not just about timing in life, but about these two emotions. Something which is not just part of today's conversation, of course, but about the fact that all of us have been through this because it is a human emotion and it does happen. So, what do you do about it? What do you do about it? Anybody take a guess? Well, for starters, you get onto the Mystic Lotus and Dragonflies Awesome Choose Love Summit, which you have. And in case someone's watching this for the first time, go and register. We have the link in the description box as well. It is completely free to register. Secondly, you get onto a call with not one, but two experts who bring their combined experience and expertise with their take on feeling or being cheated and or betrayed and how to recover and heal from it. These two ladies are very passionate about healing work, about making a difference in someone's life, in contributing to their healing journey. Their collective experience spans decades and multiple modalities, ranging from spiritual response therapy, matrix energetics, and shamanism to Reiki, life alignment, astrology, and many more. We also know them as the founders and creators of the internationally copyrighted technique, BNC Miracle Method. Their thirst for learning keeps them going to formulate whatever they study to create new ways and roadmaps to work with and empower their lives and that of others. And that is why they are here today to help us recover and heal from two big traumatic emotions. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for and join me in giving you a warm Mystic Lotus welcome to the terrific twosome, Brenda Ganwani and Charu Mathur. Hi, Brenda. Hi, Charu. How are you guys doing?
Hi, Neelu. Hi, every listener on the call and future listeners.
Hi, Neelu. Hi, listeners. I'm really happy to be on this platform again because of two reasons. One is definitely the listeners who come out to listen to us and give us the opportunity to talk about what we do. And second is Neelu.
What?
The way she introduces us, it really creates ripple in my heart. So thank you, listeners, and thank you, Neelu.
Oh, thank you, Charu. I can feel the love. I just got a warm hug from both of you. Thank you. Thank you. And okay, I just have got very happily distracted for a moment with that. So thank you once again. And Brenda, Charu, we're here with two very big words on the emotional scale, traumatic to even go through and experience. And so obviously, I want to ask you, what's your take on it and how do you take care of it?
So cheating and betrayal was always prevalent in our society. But in order to explain, we look at cheating and betrayal, I want to talk about a story from the epic of Mahabharata. especially the episode of the game of dice.
Yes, please.
So Mahabharata is a story of struggle between two royal families, the Kauravas and the Pandavas. And the Kauravas was led by their eldest son, Duryodhan. Duryodhan was very jealous of Pandav because they were blessed with knowledge, skills, strength. So in order to defeat Pandavas, Duryodhan invited them for a game of dice. Now this game of dice was already rigged. And as a result, Pandavas lost everything. They lost themselves, they lost their kingdom, they lost even their wife Draupadi. So this story is a classic example of cheating and betrayal. But the way we look at this is that the Pandavas had their own set of energies or programs that led them to this experience of cheating and betrayal. We call them as the internal factors. A lot of people, they tell me that, you know what, I feel like a fool after getting cheated. But believe me, your skills has got nothing to do with this experience. It's the internal factors that will always drive you to these experiences. The other thing from the story is the place where this game was played. The environment was so toxic that though this game was witnessed by elders and saint-like people like Bhishma, Pitama and all, but the environment was so toxic that nobody stopped this game of humiliation. We call these as the external factors. These external factors actually add fuel to the flame.
So wait, hang on. You're telling me, Brenda Charu, that it's not just internal factors, but actually external factors that also play a role in these two things showing up in our lives? I mean, come on. Isn't it all internal?
Yeah, isn't that amazing? Who would have ever thought that external factors can influence your relationship, right?
Right. Absolutely. And sorry, Charu, were you going to say anything else? Because I just had to come in and ask excuse me, what was this? How is this external? How is my home? I am affecting me. So were you going to say anything else? Because I have something else to ask.
No, she was not going to say.
That's
okay. All right. So two things. A, thank you for the reference to this particular section from the epic, from our epic, the Mahabharata. I do want to bring up here, Brenda Charu, and please correct me if I'm right, that, so, I mean, cheating and betrayal does not exist because of the Mahabharata. It exists because we are humans. It's a human emotion. And as you just mentioned, Charu, that external environment was so toxic. So that environment, again, it's there as an example in our epic, but that environment is our environment. Again, coming down to the fact that because we're humans, and because we're humans, we're going to go through it. It's going to happen. So it's happening. We're going through it. Horrible situation. What are we doing about it?
So basically, we want to talk about how external factors for us basically affect us, right? Before we go to solutions, people should understand, because obviously we've told you a story. But what we want to actually bring out from the story is that the energy of cheating and betrayal is very much deeply ingrained into our DNA. As you said, we're humans, right? So exactly on that concept. So it's our way of life. And by no fault, we engage in these energies, because they are obviously ingrained in our DNA, our way of life. And we've thought that cheating and betrayal are part of our life. So ancestor after ancestor, generation after generation, we fall into this trap of what? Cheating and betrayal, because we have learned that this is part of our life. So as a person, a couple or a family, when we live in a space, it becomes our interaction of, let's say, positive, like, we started this call, wow, Neelu, you look wonderful, and thank you. And look, you just glowed and you got into that blissful state, right? But given on the other hand, the thoughts like, if you're being told, oh, you're not good enough, or you're being pulled down and you're given these negative thoughts, then obviously your energies are going to go lower. And what happens is energies not only stay within your auric field, they start getting imprinted into our space, into our environment, into our furniture, into the bed we live, our clothing, our jewelry. And, the whole space starts to build up, as a negative environment. Like for example, if you just close your eyes and you take yourself to a hospital, right? If all, like if we just close our eyes and take ourselves, what does a hospital give us? We know we get that state of hopelessness, that death, that, and we become sad, we become, our whole energy, it drains us, right? Because that's the environment, the toxicity or what's happening there, because obviously that's what it is doing. And then we go to like a forest and the nature, and it's like that energy just encompasses you and invites you and creates that space, right? So this is what we want to do. We want to actually take our space, and we want to take it out from, the energies that are put into our space, like doubts, mistrust, jealousy, blame, fight, breakup, divorces, cheating, all the works, they stay there. And this is why, if ever we've done, let's say, sessions to, like, all of us work on our relationship, right? All of us clean our space. We light candles, we do sage, but is that enough? Like, is that really enough? Because you can make out if it's not enough by actually saying, I worked on my relationship. It moves a little, then goes back,
Right.
And this is where the environment is, where it is holding all those energies. And then just a little bit, like, anger sparks, and you just tap into those energies, and then you go back. Take 1 step forward and 10 steps back, right? We've heard this. We all say that so many times.
In fact, something that just came to mind right now is right now we're still obviously talking about the external environment, and I do want to come back to that. But two things just stood out, because when you said, we all work on our relationships, so should we very safely break the myth that well, not really a myth, but let's just break the glass ceiling, or whatever it's called, on the fact that cheating and betrayal is not just between husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, right?
No. So, yes, it can happen in any area of your life, whether it is friends, people betray to get better jobs, your colleagues. It can happen with siblings. It can happen with even with your staff. It can happen anywhere. So it's not just a romantic, it can happen with anything, even with your own self. Some people feel betrayed, like, if they're healthy and if they slide down with some health issue, they feel cheated, that I looked after my body so well, and then why did that happen? So it can play in any area.
Right. And thank you for that. And I'm really sorry. I think I used the word glass ceiling, which is incorrect. It's a wrong turn of phrase to use, because breaking the glass ceiling is to shatter records, cross over a line, and we're trying to in a way we're trying to shatter the glass ceiling here on cheating and betrayal, and letting everybody know that it is possible to recover and heal from it. Coming back, external, you started with the external. You just mentioned we carry all this, and then it starts going into imprinting itself into our space, into our clothes, into our jewelry, into the bed we sleep on, maybe the walls of our house, right? So, Brenda Charu, is there a way to check that?
Yes, so why don't we do a group demo?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
The listeners would love that, right?
Yes, absolutely. Let's do that. And people, what's going to happen? Brenda Charu, let people know what's going to happen right now. For anybody who's just joined in, giving you a quick recap, we're talking about feeling cheated, feeling betrayed, and the fact that it is possible to recover and heal from this with Brenda and Charu's unique, created by them technique, the BNC Miracle Method. While one would normally talk about relationships from an internal zone, we've done a flip around, because Brenda and Charu have brought out the fact that your external environment plays a huge role. So we're going to start from the out and then go in. Nitu, are you listening? We're going out, from out, we're going in, right? Instead of throughout this time. All right. Tell us what we need to do, Brenda Charu.
So what I would like for all the listeners, if, listening now and the future, if you could actually hold your address in your mind. So energetically, we can actually tap into your environment. So just, kind of state, okay, this is my home. even the address of it. So like literally putting it out energetically so that we can also tap into it and find out that energy.
Fantastic. Let's go through this experience, people, and then we'll find out what was going on and what's the work behind it. So, Brenda Charu, we keep our address in our mind, right? Please do not be disclosing it on the very public
please don't.
platform
We don't.
that we're on.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Just hold it in my mind, in your mind, energetically we can tap. So basically, Neelu, what we've done is, especially, I always call ourselves alchemists because what we, alchemy, I love this word and I love calling myself it because we study, we research, and we put down all our information on our charts. And, taking part of these Mystic Lotus talks even challenges us to come up and curate and make new charts. So just, for today's demo, we actually curated 4 charts to basically explain what's happening in a space because, sometimes it's all in our head and one by one, we can't really get where we want to do. So what we did is we worked on house clearing. So we have the first chart, which will work on the house and the house space. The second chart will work on energetic attachments like, vows, spells, and all of those. Our third chart is going to work on the emotions, like we said, right? Jealousy, blame, all of these things. And the fourth one is going to work on people interfering in your space. So how cool is that?
It is very cool. And I have to say this is not the first time you've done this. Across a few summits previously also, you have curated and created for the call in particular. So very, very grateful for that, Brenda and Charu. And we're all going to actually, as a group dynamic, we're going to be seeing 4 parts of our external environment and what's showing up. Cannot wait. Please, let's do this. And there are thumbs ups and thank yous. Everything on the group, and Kanisha has also said that's really cool, all very well deserving and needed topics. Bless you. And we'll just stay in silence for a few minutes while Brenda and Charu run their magic.
So the first chart, as I said, we were looking at for the whole group, listeners now and future. For the first one, we're looking at house clearing, and this works on the photographs, bed space, play, items that you have. And what's in people's space is personal clothing and house furniture. So these are things that have retained the emotions of negative emotions leading to the energies of cheating and betrayal. The second one is the energetic attachments. So this is in the space. There are dark energies. So dark energies we would classify as yes, Charu, you can explain that.
Dark energies are those entities or those souls that have died but haven't crossed over and are stuck in this physical plane. So they are attachments, dark attachments.
Vows, cords, and violence. Surprisingly, violence came up.
Sorry, Brenda, I lost your voice. With the emotions, what is shown up? I heard violence. I missed the first 2.
Vows and cords.
Vows and cords.
Yeah.
And you said violence is shown up.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Violence has showed up. And the emotions are negative thought forms and this one, depressed.
Yeah, depressed.
Sorry, depressed and blame. And the people interfering in this space are children.
My goodness. And of course, yes. I do not want to take any of this literally because, so Brenda and Charu, I know that you will do a clearing for everybody also, but
exactly.
little bit, if you could just explain this, because with, for example, the house and space clearing, what is shown up is personal clothing and house furniture. So this immediately, like, on a logical level just tells me if you've not been decluttering, throw old clothes out, and what you've not been wearing for more than 6 months, it's time to give it away. Look at your furniture. Is it broken? Repair it, change it. Like logically, this is what would come to mind. Am I right? Am I correct in guessing this one?
This would be right if you were talking about space clearing, Neelu.
Right.
But really, we are talking about cheating and betrayal and how the environment creates that toxicity, right? So going on those lines,
Okay.
so example, if I've had a fight in a certain area, then that furniture in that area will hold the anger, blame, whatever. So now the emotions that we've talked about is depressed and blame. So wherever we've been fighting, wherever we've been blaming the others, that energy is going into our furniture. And the clothing, so usually, people, when they fight, usually people fight without the children around mostly, I think 99% of it. And generally you do it in your bedroom. So just imagine that your furniture there, assuming that that's where your space is of disagreement. And then the clothing, so the clothing start to pick up all these energies, right? So immediately you wear these clothing, you start getting into that energy of blame, or you start getting into the energy of depression.
Wow.
Okay, and this could be one of the reasons why people aren't able to get out, or why just get up in the morning and start blaming the others. And like, I haven't done anything, and why are you blaming me?
Right.
And the other energies are like dark energy. So this is like the space is a little, because of the fighting, usually our space, vibration of our space goes very low, which allows negative entities or negative, energies to invade that space, because they'll come on any low vibration area.
Right.
Vows are usually what we make. I love you forever. I'll look after you. So these can be remaining. And cords, generally what happens is anybody who we meet, we connect with cords as an energetic rapport. But if that cord becomes, if the relationship becomes too, distraught, then these cords can pull you and can make you, like a pull and push and a tug of war. You're constantly playing rather than it being a serene kind of environment, right? And violence, I guess it could be self-abuse, it could be abuse to others as well. I would say, maybe not it's a strong word, but maybe, I don't know why it's come up. I'm quite surprised as well. And children, I would think that people fight over their children, right? There's a lot of, when we have children, a lot of energies of a couple, in a sense, start getting
dissipated.
Right. Haywire, because
haywire.
of, because of having to look after the children's needs. I'm neglected. You don't have enough time for me. I don't have enough time for you. I have to cook. All of these things can upheave a couple or a relationship, and that's when the cheating and betrayal starts, right? So if my spouse is not giving me the attention, I start looking outside,
right?
In a sense,
right?
So just kind of making a story of what's happening, and I think this is like a synergy story for the group, and maybe we resonate 50% with it, or 20% or 30%. Or 100%, I don't know how.
And as we know, energy cannot be created nor destroyed. So when there are arguments, fights and all, we think after the conversation is over, the energy is gone. But that energy is as a memory bank in your furniture, in your clothing, in your household, in your space. Bringing the vibration down, creating the toxicity.
My goodness. Very, very, normally I would use a word like fascinating, but this is, because the moment you said clothes and furniture, I'm thinking, got to declutter, got to change. Is that what I'm supposed to do? But it's a different story altogether. And I have so many questions and people are asking questions, but what's happening right now? What's going to happen next?
And we're going to now just basically clear this energy that we found, so that actually it starts making you move to another energy and another level. So maybe just a minute or so, and we will just clear all of these energies for the group.
Fantastic. Just a quick question which Anjali sent in. She's asking, I am taking this session from a hotel room. Will it be skewed? Shouldn't be, if she was thinking.
No, if she held, address, right? Yeah, if she held her home address and on this, it won't be a problem. Yeah. Because we asked everyone to get into their home or address or whatever.
Right, right. You could be sitting in office, you could be in a
Of
car, you could be
course.
moving in a train right now.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
right. So, Anjali, trust that you had your address, home address in your mind when that was happening. Just let us know if that was fine. Parul, good question. Hang on, it's going to come up after this. We wait for Brenda and Charu to do their clearing. Sorry, not their clearing, clearing for all of us.
Oh, yeah. So it's surprisingly the energy of suicide is coming up to be cleared.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's so interesting. So I like, obviously the energy is so strong and so, entangled, I would say. So suicide is a way of ending it. So we're getting rid of that energy of, ending, because it's not like literally, suicide doesn't always mean killing oneself, but it could be like killing your relationship by what you're doing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And thank you for that take on it, because it's not easy to hear words like suicide and violence. It's not easy to,
Yes.
to think, because one immediately thinks of the actual obvious description of it, right? Definition of it. So thank you, Brenda, for bringing in another perspective into this kind of big word as well. Thank you.
Yeah. Done.
Done. Yeah, Charu on this side. So tell us, Charu, what Brenda Charu, what got cleared, and I'm just talking to you guys. I'm feeling lighter. So tell us what happened right now.
So basically, the emotions that showed up, we cleared from the house furniture and the personal clothing, because that is what primarily showed up. We also cleared the vows that the group is holding on to, and bringing the vibration of the space again down. We cleared the cords and the energy of violence. So this is basically what we cleared.
Awesome. And thank you so much for that. And there are questions that have come in, including Indira, who's asked, just join anything I missed. Don't worry, catch it on the replay. There was a group clearing that just happened. Anybody who's just joined, catch it on the replay and just listen into whatever's showing up, whatever questions are coming up right now. This has been very interesting to listen, to understand, and to even experience. And as people, you just saw, it just took a couple of minutes. Brenda Charu, what did you do? Because we're just seeing your faces. You just went like this. And so what's the work that's going on? And Parul, I will bring your question up after this.
So what we do is we use a pendulum.
Right.
I call it, now I've started calling it as a time travel machine. Yeah. And we use a set of the charts.
These 4 charts.
So we use a set of charts, and we have developed a way of tapping into any person's energy field only by knowing their name. Or here we name the entire group, the address. So the address of the group we intended, that whoever is there and whoever will listen to the recording also. So we included present audience and the future audience both. And then we asked that what is actually blocking their relationship, what is creating, what energies are creating toxic environment, affecting their relationships negatively. And this is the information that surfaced up. And then we used our BNC miracle method technique to clear this from their, because it showed only for house furniture and personal clothing. So we cleared that for the group.
Right.
And to transform all those energies back into light, so that the vibration of you or your emotion is transformed, so the negative to the positive.
Right. Fantastic. People, if you have any questions on the queries, on the process, feel free to ask. However, for now I would recommend that you just listen in for right now. External, understood, taken aback by the fact that this is even possible. And now coming to what we all know, the internal. Okay, so Parul's question was, Can betrayal be on an emotional level, only not really searching for love outside? So Parul's question is actually, I think, key to something that you would be wanting to share, Brenda and Charu. So I'm putting Parul's question forward and asking you what's going on with you. Oh, I'm so sorry. There was a question from Soumya, which I missed. Brenda Charu, she said, my husband is in a different place for a year and I'm at another place. Can I have both the addresses in mind?
Yes, of course. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right. So, Samaya, in case do it on the replay, keep both addresses. That's fine, right?
Yes,
Okay.
correct.
Great. So, Parul says, is it emotional? And I'm asking, what's going on with the internal? How does this show up internally? Like, cheating, betrayal, okay, but how does it show up? What do you do about it?
So the other factor that creates, as I mentioned from the story also, is the internal factors. And internal factors, we basically call them as the 3-pin plug of relationship. A 3-pin plug, like how we have. Right. So we call that as a 3-pin plug of the relationship. And it consists of 3 things: the karmic causes, the root causes, and the ancestral causes. These are the 3 causes that actually sends current to a relationship that results into cheating, betrayal, or negatively it affects. So I will explain a little bit about these, all 3 of them. So the first one, let's talk about the karmic causes. So these are the energies that we bring from our past lives. For instance, if you were kind and compassionate in your past lives, you will attract loving and supportive relationship in this life. However, if you were hurtful and abusive in your past lives or your previous births, then there is a bright possibility that you may attract challenging relationships, which will now play in your life to teach you some important life lessons. So this is how the karmic cause comes into play. When we do one session, we are able to actually heal minimum 5 to 6 past lives. We are able to open and clear minimum 5 to 6 past lives. And just to explain a little bit more about the karmic ones, I will tell you a case study where there was this lady, and she was a widow or in her 60s, and she was living with her son and a daughter-in-law. And then she decided to go to visit her brother who was in another town. Right. So she stayed there she went for 1 month, but then 3 months passed, and she kept calling her son, and they started ignoring her. Oh. And every time she even called her grandchildren or her daughter-in-law, they said that, oh, they are very busy, the kids have exam, and very short, either they would not take her call or call was very short. Right. So she freaked out, and now she did not have the guts to go back to her own home. So she came for this session. She felt very cheated and betrayed from her own son. Right. So when we did her session where we work on all the 3 plugs of the relationship, the primary cause of her problem was her karmic relationship with her son. So when we healed that, within no time, her daughter-in-law actually called her and asked her, what's your plan? When are you coming back home? So this is how it is a karmic thing. When it gets healed, it shows this type of result. The second plug of our 3-pin plug is the root cause. Root cause is basically your current life experience. If you have experienced trauma in your childhood, then you might have issues with trust and intimacy in your relationship. However, if your family environment was loving, supporting, then your attitude towards relationship will be very positive and good. So this is how the root cause is the present life issue. So again, just to quickly explain to the audience a little bit more, I will share one more case study here, where this young girl came for a session, 16 years old, and she said, I have mood swings, I'm having panic attacks, and can you do something about it? So when we did the healing, what we found was that she felt cheated and betrayed from her parents. So basically her parents had abusive marriage, and then they decided to divorce each other. And the court gave her possession to the father. And they were from a very well-off, father was very well-off, but he started misbehaving with the daughter, treating her like a maid, delaying the education fees, and all sorts of emotional abuse was happening with her. And when she confronted the father said that I'm doing this because the reason is that you resemble your mother, and that irritates me.
Oh.
So yeah, she was so she felt so cheated from her own parents, like, you know.
Right.
So again, the root cause of her issue was primarily in the trauma that she experienced from childhood. So
Right.
when we did again the 3 plugs for her, her life actually changed big time. Her father actually offered her a part-time job in his own business, started taking her out, going to gym together. Nowadays, they're going to gym together. So when
Nice.
you heal these level at that level, the behavior changes. And the
Nice.
third part of the
Charu,
plug,
sorry, very sorry,
yeah,
quickly coming in. So when she came, you said she's like 16. So when
yes,
she came to you, did she come to you saying, I've been cheated, betrayed? I mean, do people come and say, I've been cheated, betrayed, or do they come with something and this
no,
shows up?
yeah, she came, she thought she's having mood swings
Right.
and panic attacks. So she came for that reason. But when we conversed, then she actually felt she said that she felt cheated and betrayed. But not that she said, "Oh, you know what? This is my issue, cheating and
Right.
betrayed." Yeah, not like that. No.
Right. Right. Got it. Okay. And you were going to mention the third.
The third is the ancestral cause, and the ancestral one is with the idea that if our ancestors have something unresolved issues or traumas, then that can directly affect your current relationship. And also certain beliefs, behaviors, and attitudes also get passed down to the lineage. Again, I got a client and he would fight with everybody. That was his issue. He was just like, you know, even he every day he promised to himself that he's not going to fight, but he ended up fighting with his loved ones. And basically, what I found was his ancestors were warriors. So, and he was carrying that warrior energy from his ancestors. So what happened was, if you would have joined a defense, a navy, or a army, any defense service, it would have been a quality for him. But
Right.
unfortunately, he joined his family business, and he did not know how to process his warrior energy. And
Right.
actually, his wife came, and she felt cheated and betrayed in her relationship with him, because she said, "I have no social life. He has fought with all our friends.
Right.
I can't go. I live in a family with mother-in-law, sister-in-law. I can't talk to them because he has fought with them." So she did not know what to do. And she said, although he's a loving husband and a loving father, but we don't know what to do with him. He fights. If we spend more time with him, he fights with us also.
Right.
And interestingly, if you see his karmically, he vibrated parents. This guy, he vibrated parents who were like, you know, control freaks, who were very dominating since childhood. So what he learned from childhood was that if you want to get something done, you have to revolt.
Right.
So, so his present life program was fights and arguments. Ancestral energy was warrior energy,
Right.
and karmically dominating parents. So the 3 pin, and since childhood there were fights and arguments in his family. The environment was absolutely toxic.
Right.
So when we did the internal and the external both, when we did the 3 pin, where we worked on the root cause, the karmic cause, and the ancestral cause, and when we cleared his house, big behavioral changes came. Big
I'm
changes.
sure. I'm sure. And
Started talking to his mother. He patched up with his sister. Big changes.
nice. Nice, nice, really nice. And thank you for bringing this up. Kausar, Shobhana, all questions on the Telegram group, please. And what I wanted to, I was just listening to the 3-pin plug and the karmic causes, the root causes, the ancestral lineage causes, which obviously all of us have, because these are intrinsic parts of us. While I was listening to you, I have to be upfront. I have to be very honest about this. At the back of my head, I was thinking, I said, Hindi में बोलते बोलते इतने कांड हुए हुए हैं ना, what are you supposed to do? So just to translate, how do I translate इतने कांड हुए हुए हैं? Charu, how do I say it in English? Some things are just best expressed in your like colloquial slang, so to speak. How do I say this in English? I'm just not. I want to try. I was just thinking, people, that this is coming from karmic codes, this is coming from ancestral lineage, there's a 3-pin plug going on, should I just unplug everything? I mean, this is just too much to process at one shot. But at the same time, the other part of me was also thinking that I'm so glad you guys are here with this beautiful technique of yours, and that you have this understanding of this, and you're explaining this. Because why, Brenda and Charu? Because it is possible, right, to recover and heal. And you explain these 3 very short examples, but each related to each of those, right? And I'm sure a lot of people have resonated with something or the other. And I know some questions have come up, which I'll just ask you before I bring these questions up, Brenda and Charu. External clearing you've done. Now internal, you've spoken about this plug. So unless and until you're going to tell us, please go unplug every plug point in your house. What, I mean, because I know you're going to have something for everybody. What is it that we can experience apart from unplugging something physically?
So we can do an individual demo. Do you want to do the individual demo?
Yes, we do definitely want to do that. I will bring these questions up very quickly because I want everybody to take cognizance of the fact that we are live. This is being live streamed on YouTube. There is going to be replays out in the open. So when you come on, you'll be coming on video. Please be very sure that you want to come on, get a reading done, get a clearing done, and hear what is showing up. And just put your yes on the group. We will randomly pick up. All right. And if your video is already on with your yes on the group, it just makes it easier for us. Questions very quickly there that have come up. Shiv has asked how to solve obsession for someone. Oh, obsession completely on a different, it's a different scale, or on the relationship scale altogether, right?
Yeah, obsession with someone is like something that you can't receive, right? So you can't get that. So in a way, you can classify it as betrayal because he feels betrayed at, I can't achieve this person and that person is not returning my love. So in a way, you can classify as feeling betrayed because he's not receiving what he wants. So yes, so obsession basically comes from generally past life connections where you might have had a connection with this person.
Right. And in fact, Shiv, if you're here, put your video on. We'll bring you on in a few minutes. And Indira says, I've been betrayed by everyone who I loved so far. Kalpana says, how often is Brenda Charu, I hear this, everybody hates me, everybody has betrayed, everybody's broken my, is that even possible that everybody's broken your trust, or that you've been betrayed by everybody? Indira, thank you for your question. So, I'm taking it from there. Yeah.
Yes. So as we pointed out before, it's the external environment, right, Needu? So if we don't clear our external environment, then my house, my jewelry, I might be wearing this ring all the time, and this ring might be having the low vibrations. So I'm having it, and that's why I'm in that state of nobody loves me, nobody loves me, nobody loves me. So definitely you need that space to be cleared so that it becomes a safe space, so that as you step in and you breathe in this space, you're not breathing in lack of love, you're breathing love. Or you're not breathing cheating, you're breathing trust. And that is why the space clearing is such an important aspect of healing your lack of love or your feelings or whatever you're going through, because it takes you to another level. That's all I can say.
Yeah, a lot of people, they tell me that when they go out, when they travel, their relationship is so blissful. The same man is like, like a Greek god. And the moment they come back home, then they say that, oh, I don't know what has happened. And we are back to square one. So when you are back to home, it's that the environment, that space, low vibration, toxic environment, and you're back to square one. So this is what happens.
Right. And I'm smiling like this because, my God, how many times you must have heard this from so many people, and God knows how many times all of us have said it to each other also, be it with our girlfriends, boyfriends, spouses, family members, friends, anybody. You weren't fighting with me also. No, what happened inside? So all of us have been through this. It's like, we just took a vacation. Do I need to take another vacation to recover from coming back? All right. And there is, Kanisha's asked, is this common for all the issues that have come up? Kanisha, are you referring to the group, to the space clearing? Yes. Brenda Charu, it was the entire group.
Yeah. This is, I mean, you can resonate with 20, 30, 40, depending on the group energy, or 100%, depending on what your state is.
Right. And SS is asked, if there is a betrayal pattern, betrayed by almost everybody you trust, how do you clear this? SS, we've just been speaking about that. I hope this question is clear for you. However, Brenda Charu, is there anything in addition you'd like to add to SS? Apart from saying, come for the session.
Yeah, definitely she has to work on the 3-pin relationship, definitely, because there is some form of, experience running for her.
Right. And so
the nice thing is, the nice thing, Nilu, is that everybody now can get an opportunity to clear all of these life experiences. So when so as a soul, we come to evolve, we come to experience, and this is how we actually experience life, right? But it doesn't have to be a struggle. Just by taking a session, just by doing our clearing method, you can actually liberate yourself. That's as simple as it gets.
Fine. And Soumya said, this is really good and informative and gives hope. Is it possible to book a one-on-one session? Yes, absolutely, Soumya. Yes. We will be bringing up those details also very, very soon. Stay with us. Okay, I am taking a pause on checking the questions because I'm hoping that the questions that have been posted have actually been answered in what we're speaking about, and I will come back to that. Another reason I'm doing that, Brenda and Charu, is that, again, come and somebody will come on, experience this with you. You'll get more clarity, and I will keep checking the questions while you do that.
Yes.
Okay. So I can see people who have put in their yeses about wanting to be able to go on a demo. And K, I do not know who is K. You have to give me full name. And I can see Kanisha, and Kanisha is here as well on video. Kanisha, give me a thumbs up. You're good to go, right? Superb. Shilpa, please help. Can we have Brenda Charu and Kanisha spotlighted? And I know in the past, people with Brenda and Charu, if any of you have been on our previous calls, you know that Brenda and Charu invariably take groups of people together, but this is some heavy duty stuff. So we will take on one person at a time. Kanisha for sure, hopefully one more, and let's see where time takes us. Hi, Kanisha.
Hello.
Hi, Kanisha.
Hello.
Brenda Charu, take it away.
Before you guys say anything, I just want to say the most simplest thing that I like attending most of the sessions everywhere, because I think there are wonderful people like you to give a lot of knowledge to us. But I work in theta healing, so I understand energies a little bit. But the minute y'all came on, in all honesty, my face lit up, my vibration got high immediately. And I was just so happy to even look at both your faces. So thank you.
Yay, Brenda Charu.
Thank you.
Just needed to say that. Yes, over to you guys.
So yeah, tell us what's happening with you. What would you like us to work on or address that's happening in your life?
I think for me, I'm in a very confused state of mind with pretty much everything in life, whether it's work or relationships. And I feel like because I'm also, I have chosen the path of healing. Apart from music that I practice professionally, everyone tells me a different thing. And then it becomes very difficult to sort of just say, hey, this is the pathway to take, And when I consult one with the other and say, you know what, I heard this from this person, but this person said this person still says, I get it, but you stick to this, And so because of that, at least the last 3 months have been just everywhere. And since the beginning of this year, I've just been like down in the dumps. I've not had work come my way, and too many things like that, which is very not me at all. And the second thing is, I think I'm the worst with relationships. They just never last. They just never stay. And this person that I'm greatly, deeply in love with has also is away from me. But something inside of me is always saying that is the person, that is the one. And I'm stuck every time I meet someone new. It's weird. It's like a Bollywood movie. I've watched it in Bollywood movies where you're sitting with somebody and your actual person's face appears on them. It's happened to me multiple times, and I've really jumped off the chair. So yes, just majorly all of this. I also don't have parents. I'm a single child, so it comes to always kind of, how can I figure this out alone? And I just my shoulders feel heavy with everything.
Okay, cool.
I hope I'm a perfect candidate for you right now.
Everyone's a perfect candidate because we all have things to want to work at. So there's never, there's nothing that's not right.
Fair. That's fair.
We'll start. It is such an interesting, it always amuses me what we find out, because basically we use a pendulum and we use a set of charts, and the pendulum is our directive to the questions we ask. So we don't use our brain, we just ask questions. So I first started with this mapping of consciousness, and this is actually a gift that we'll be giving to all the listeners, and it's mapping the consciousness of your relationship. So it shows you where you are. I mean, basically you said you're stuck in a relationship and you aren't able to move. So taking those words of you being stuck in a relationship, or a then relationship rather than now present one. So it was so interesting because what came up is that you're stuck on lies, cheating, and betrayal. and it's interesting. I mean, I know you're looking at them like, no, can't be.
No, it exactly is that. It is exactly broke up because of those 3 words you said. Yes.
Okay, cool. So that's where it is at stuck, right? And so what's keeping you stuck? So we went then to the house to the house to check your space and to ask specifically why you're being stuck in that space. And one thing that came up was habits. So you keep habits. So you keep doing. So like if you go for a power walk and you would have done that with that person, then that would trigger off the memory and keep you in that relationship, and that memory and non-movement memories. So you keep looking for the memories of what you had. And so every time you, yeah, I'm so like, kind of like, oh, wow, like, you know. And so when you actually meet a new person, the reason why his face gets imprinted on everything is because you're just tapping into memories. And that memory, you kind of say, oh, I'll take this memory. Let's say you went to that favorite restaurant and you had this wine and dine by the beach and all of that, and you bring that forward, that memory. You actually even probably take the new guys to the same kind of place or the same sort of atmospheres, right?
Yeah. You're right.
So it's the people that are keeping that in space is colleagues. So either they are the remnant of people who talk about this relationship, or you worked, or something like that. I don't know what that one I couldn't understand for you. I couldn't get cognitively what it means for you, but kind of colleagues or workspace or something.
Okay.
So that's from this part that I did.
So that was the external factor, and then the internal factor.
Sorry, one second. The last part you said was his colleagues are keeping him.
No, his colleagues, your colleagues.
I don't have any of that. None of my colleagues know about him. So I know his colleagues know about me for sure.
So Brenda, you also mentioned workplace, right? So
but his colleagues know about her. So it could be them talking about you, and then that chord connecting, right? So it's also...
of course. His colleagues and his best friends are one of the biggest reasons we're not together. Of course, they're always talking.
So that's it. That's it. That's the bullseye.
Yes, that is his, more than colleagues, his best friends, but he's also colleagues with his best friends. And I know exactly the person also who's destructive. Yes. That's 100% nail on. I mean, you've got the money on that bag for sure. 100%.
So that was the external part. And as I said, we do the 3-pin plug of relationship as well. So in your case, your relationship issues, the karmic reason is which is coming from previous birth, is worthiness issues. So you feel you are not worthy enough. So that is coming from past life. The root cause of your relationship issues are 2 energies. One is betrayal and one is vulnerable. So these are your present experiences where you felt the betrayal and you felt vulnerable. And the ancestral cause for your relationship issue is unfulfilled longings of your ancestors. So if they had unfulfilled longings and which were not fully resolved, healed, you will experience the same thing. You will have unfulfilled longings in your life. Till they are healed, then this is a quantum entanglement. So once they get healed, you get healed.
How do they get healed? They are gone and...
We do it.
Oh, okay. Yes. Okay. Okay. Yes,
so actually, sorry, just to correct, your ancestors, although are gone, they live through us. So everything that they didn't complete, we get to complete. We either are lucky or unlucky to complete it, whichever.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. But the good news is you can clear all of that. You can definitely take package C and work on, because your externals are also very, very high. So definitely take package C to clear external and internals.
Brenda Charu, sorry, I'm just going to come in very quickly. For right now, is there anything that that Kanisha can do? We've this entire bag of information has been thrown in her direction. Is there, anything that she can start doing at least?
Because Neelo, I mean, Neelo, I can't see you on the session, but I mean,
because you're spotlighted with Brenda. I
just want to say that I've actually talked to a lot of people, because it's at this point in a place where I'm legitimately confused, even though I'm a theta healer. That's big for me to say it. But everything they've said from the beginning until now, everything is 125% perfectly aligned. There's no one who's broken it down like that for me,
I'm not surprised at all. Kanisha, this is your first time experiencing Brenda and Charu's work.
Yeah.
I've been seeing it, a lot of us have been seeing it for more than 2.5-3 years now. and what they bring to the table is very different and is very unique. What I was asking Brenda and Charu is that with everything that's just shown up, is there anything that Kanisha, you could do, basis Brenda and Charu's recommendation, to start something in your own process of processing this and heading towards recovery and healing? To start, at least to start.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you for making us. We got so excited in the story that we forget where we are, right? So basically, this mapping of consciousness that you will get as a PDF, we have processes to help you shift. And they're all taken from my deck of healing cards. So this is the deck of cards that I've channeled. The art and the information is all channeled by myself. And so for you, you got lies, cheating, and betrayal. So let me read out the card. The card is kind of that one. And it says it's healing. So allow yourself to heal from the trauma and drama of your life. So often we put whatever requires healing into a box, lock it, and throw the key away, or we think we throw it away. So exactly what we've been saying, right? You still keep all those memories, you still keep all that information, and you kind of kept it in that little box, which is so safe, and kept it somewhere, and you think that is what is so dear to your heart. But really, you now need to release all of this. So write down all the information on a piece of paper, everything that you want to release, let go of this person. And it's not to say that I know you did say you love him and all of that, but you need to heal that part in order maybe for him to come back. And unless you don't heal that part, you aren't able to invite him back into your life. So the reason why I'm not willing to do it, because somewhere you're just waiting and hoping he'll come back.
Yeah.
Right. You gotta have to release first to allow it in. Right. And so write down everything, all the trauma, all whatever you've gone to, and write on a paper, and then tear it and let it fly, and then go in small bits in the air. Assuming that as it goes, it releases all the trauma out and whatever it has gone.
Done first thing in the morning. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah,
and I hope I can afford it, but I will definitely want to take package C. I will remember package C as soon as we get forward. Yes.
Yeah, and it's not only one trauma, so you're gonna have to sit and it's not gonna be a one day's work. Remember, it's probably a couple of years that you've been with him, and you're gonna have to write all those couples of whatever happened.
That's fair. That's a fair ask.
Yeah, so don't try and finish it up in one day. Every day you could work on it slowly.
Okay, I will. I definitely will. Thank you.
You're most welcome.
Thank you. God bless you guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for coming on, Kanisha.
Thank
And
you for picking me. I'm sending you a red velvet to wherever you are.
thank you. And Brenda and Charu, very interesting things showed up, and people, this is of course, it's a small demonstration of what a session with Brenda and Charu looks like. We will take on at least one more person. However, before that, Brenda and Charu, you mentioned this, and you also showed up a piece of paper about the mapping consciousness of a relationship. And with that, what showed up for Kanisha itself was about cheating and betrayal. So tell us what is this mapping of mapping consciousness of a relationship? Is this an outcome of the external, internal? Is this what it leads to? What is it exactly? And I know it's a gift for everybody, but you might as well just tell us what that.
So basically, from my experience with healing relationships and working with people, because we've had a big long journey of working with people, and we realized that maybe you come in with a certain vibration of energy, but it does not really have to be where you are in your relationship. So we decided to actually give to our listeners a PDF which shows each listener and helps each listener to shift from where they are stuck in their relationship. So I don't know if you would like to share it, and we can just quickly go through.
In fact, Brenda, we'll just wait for a few minutes to do that. I'll tell you why. I wanted you to just give everybody, just let everybody know what exactly this mapping is, and you will explain all of that after we do one more demo. But what is this mapping about? Like, what is this mapping consciousness of a relationship? What is it? And we will, of course, give everybody the full-on details for it.
So basically, these are behavioral traits that show up, and that happens with every relationship. So what we have done is we have actually developed a full stages-wise mapping of a relationship. So every relationship starts with love, harmony, whether it is romantic, whether it is mother-daughter, mother-son, friends, whosoever, even boss, colleague, it's harmony to start with. But then as we grow and complicate things, and as we bring our vibration down, this also happens, vibration down, not only in conflict with the person. For instance, it's a boss and a colleague. So there is no love, it's only work relationship. But what happens is when even the environment you are living in, if that is going toxic, your vibration goes down. And then the next step that happens is the element of doubt. The element of doubt starts playing up in the thing. And then slowly, there are different stages where you go into denial, suspicion. So different emotions start playing. And then eventually the last stage that you reach is the breakup. So the mapping of a consciousness is step by step, different stages of behavioral patterns that happen in a relationship. And then we have given solutions, self-help technique of where a client, the audience can see, okay, I'm at this level and this is what my life view is. You've given a life view, what is happening in your life at that point of time to understand your stage. And we have given a self-help technique, a remedy from Brenda's kindness cards, which they can do to bring to change and evolve to a better state.
Right. So basically what you're saying is that it's not just cheating and betrayal. There is a before and there is an after. It's stages. Cheating has a starting point and a closing point.
Yeah. Right. Cheating and betrayal is only a part of it. There is too much in a relationship that goes on.
Right. And we will go into details of that. Brenda Charu, I'm not going into that immediately because we want everybody to pay attention to what's showing up there also. We did say we'll try and take on at least 2 people. So I'm taking some names up because I'm not seeing Shiv, Kirti, Sunita. I'm not seeing any of you on video. Balaji, you did volunteer, but you're in a very dark environment. We would be unable to get you on to video, and unless and until, yeah, okay, I can see people have said yes, they'll volunteer. Okay, Margarita says even I want to join the demo. Margarita, I thought I just saw you on video. There you are. Can we get Margarita Helen on, please? Margarita, before I unmute you, you have to give me a thumbs up to the fact that we're live. This is going to be live replayed and you give consent. Thank you so much. Hi, Margarita. Is this the first time for you with us? You look very new to me.
Yeah, I'm first time.
Oh, nice.
I joined recently your group on Instagram. I was receiving messages, but I couldn't reach home by the time it was starting. Today also I'm late. I could join only at 7 o'clock. Thank you very much, Brenda and Charu. And thank you, Neelu, for making me join.
Thank you for being here. I'm so glad you've joined us. And Brenda, Charu, all yours.
Brenda, really, Brenda and Charu, it's an amazing thing. Today evening, around 5 o'clock, I was just broke and I started to cry. I was feeling very lonely. And I come home, I haven't changed, and I see this message in WhatsApp to join the group, and I'm here with you guys. I'm sure there is a very good reason for this to join. Can I say?
Yeah. Yeah, tell us why were you crying? What brought you to the state?
Actually, at 3, while you were speaking about that abusive marriage and all, I joined then. I don't know what was between my dad and mom because dad never spoke about my mom. At 3, she left me with my dad, or my father bought me with him, and I was raised by my grandma. Okay. And he married when I was 6. And when I was 10, my mom came to see me. Okay, I was such a dumb child. Um, she asked me to come with her, and I said, no, I don't want to go with you because I was so attached to grandma, and I don't know, I was very the shy, navy girl. Like, in this is in 1980. So you can imagine how my mind would have been like. So I didn't go, but she promised to come in class 10. Okay, but she never came. And whenever I think of her, until my daughter was born, I never thought about it, honestly. Like, I've never thought about mom. But then after my daughter, when my daughter came into my hand, I wanted to see my mom and ask her questions, how I would look and how I was. Now my daughter is in the same stage, like she's about to deliver a child. She got married last year. She's very good, blessed with a very good husband. I have a son too. Um, no, my marriage, I couldn't work out with my marriage. He's a very good person, but I don't know, from first day of marriage, he was not interested in me. I forced him to have children. Our sex life was zero, and I thought there's no point pretending to be wife and husband, and I took divorce. But nothing disturbs me, my financial condition and my mom. Two things, my mom more. I feel had my mom been, I would be more so in a different place. Everyone loves me so much. I have lots of blessings, so much of love from friends. Anywhere I go, even a security guard would stop me and speak to me. I'm that kind of a person. But inside, I don't know. I want to see my mom. I just want to see her. Actually, her name is Helen D'Souza. That's why I kept my name in my account as Helen.
Okay. What will be what will what on relationship with mother? Yeah. So we'll work on the relationship with mother. Yeah, is that okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Sorry, I'm so emotional.
No, it's okay. It's good. Part of this is healing as well, crying and releasing and letting go. Because we tend to be strong and we don't cry, so we internalize it. So it's good you're actually releasing it. So good, go. We give you space and we hold space for you. So go ahead.
Thank you. Like, everyone wants to go back to their childhood, but I would never want to go back because my dad was so abusive. He would hit me and abuse me all the time. He would tell me, "You become a prostitute when you grow up."
For you, Margarita, so on this chart of mapping of consciousness of your relationship, you're on the level or the step that keeping it together or forgiveness. So we go through different steps, you know, in the relationship as we were discussing, your relationship with your mother, you love her, then you have fights, arguments, anger. So you're on that stage of wanting to keep it together. So wanting, as you said, I want to meet her, I want to see her, and at the same time you're doing that forgiveness. Okay, whatever she did, she left me, she didn't come back, you're hoping to do that forgiveness or work on that forgiveness, that whatever it is, that, or maybe forgiveness for yourself, that maybe like you said, I was shy, I didn't go, I should have gone. So forgiving yourself as well for not making that choice of stepping up and saying, yeah, take me, right? So you can probably actually do that, forgive yourself for not stepping up and saying, take me, because there's so much regret in all of that, that you're not moving, and so in a sense you're stuck at 10 years. And your space that resonates and keeps you in that lack of relationship with mother or not meeting her is jewelry. I don't know if you received any jewelry from her.
Actually, I had only 2 letters from her. Manishi had written to my dad, and I remember her handwriting so vividly. And there was a small quote: "Whenever you're in prayer and bend your knees, whisper a tiny prayer for me." I only know about her that much. I didn't.
So,
When she came with so many things. We gave away everything, like to friends, clothes, and I grew up and I was not with my dad for a long time, so he threw away everything, whatever was related to my mother and me. Like the other person was saying, my dad maybe would see my mom in me, and he would become so angry with me all the time. Even with his other children, he was a very abusive father, but he was more with me, like he can't just withstand me. And my stepmom also told that I'm not good for her children, and I was just out of the house.
Very sad. So again, the jewelry could be the letters, because you kept it safe. So
no, I don't have.
That also is gone. Okay. And then memories and the energy. So the memories is, as you said, and torturing. So the energy is that you're torturing yourself with all the energies that you keep going. And the people are children. So you as a child, you're now your grandchild, all keep you in that memory of the thread of never moving. Yeah.
And the internal factors, I will start with ancestral so that you understand the whole 3-pin properly. So the ancestral energy that you're bringing is the denied aspect. So denied aspect means your ancestors were denied something, and that is unhealed. So now you are running that denied aspect. So if you see you were denied your mother's love, then when you had, that's what, if we talk more, you will see how this pattern is playing so much in your, then you were denied your husband's love the way you should have received it. And then I don't know, when you see, you must have been denied many more things that you deserve, or that a way of life for a normal human being. So that denied aspect is coming from ancestral lineage. So until unless that's healed, it will continue. So that's one thing. If you would have healed it earlier, your relationship with your husband would have been much better, that denied aspect from the ancestral. Then karmically, you're bringing the energy of abandonment. So that is how it played in your life. And the root cause which you picked up in this life is feeling guilty and burdened. These are your 2 things that you're guilty and burdened. So that is what is all blocking your relationship with your mother.
So for you, as a process, from my deck of healing cards, this is the picture in front, and it is the card message is, and the process for you is enjoyment. So life is all about enjoying and being merry, and when you're in a state of enjoyment and merriment, you're in a state of grace, and you can vibrate all the ease to yourself. So go back to an activity that you actually like and enjoy: cycling, dancing, yoga, sitting in the sun, on the beach. And beach, yeah. And there you go. And so just allow yourself to receive the joy of who you are. So as you're in this space, just be you, because you're such a wonderful being. You're very beautiful. You're so generous and kind, and that passion is within you. So allow yourself to receive those parts of you. And by you starting to receive all of them, everybody else will receive you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're most welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Neelu. Out of 100 people, you chose me.
I trust me. I say this every call. I do not do the choosing. Choosing comes from there. It's my eyes just go where they have to. It was your time, and I want to say to you that Brenda, you already said it, that you're a beautiful, generous, passionate, kind person. And what I wanted to add on, and I'm getting a little emotional, is because it is not easy to come on live like this and share your vulnerability. Your strength shows that so much. Lots of love and hugs to you. And on the group, I can see Anjali and Kanisha and everybody writing in, and people putting likes on their comments, sending you hugs. So on behalf of Brenda and Charu, on behalf of the team, on behalf of all of us on the call, big hug to you.
Yes, big hug.
Big hug.
Right? And at least start with the little bit of guidance that has come in. People, with this, it's just a glimpse. It's a starting point for you, and the time that you would spend with people, with experts like Brenda and Charu, would take you into much, much deeper levels, and the healing that would happen, the recovery that would happen, because it's important to recover from these things. It's not going to heal overnight. It's important to recover, and healing is a part of that recovery process. And with the Ganesha and with Margarita, for example, Brenda Charu, you mentioned two aspects of the mapping, so to speak, which we will just bring up right at the beginning. Soumya and a few other people had also said, I want to book a session. So we will also tell you what's in store for you from Brenda and Charu. So give us a few minutes for that. And there is something else that is also coming up for everybody after this. So you got to hang in there. Brenda, Charu, start off, just explain to us about the mapping again. And I'm just going to share the screen as well. So I'll just take a moment to do that. Please go ahead.
So basically, we put together, as we said, the mapping of how any relationship goes. And it starts with ideally your perfect relationship. And in this, you're in love and you're in bliss and joy. But after a little while, what happens? You go into a little doubt. You start doubting your relationship. Am I, does this person like me? Does this person love me? Does my mother love me? All of these things. And we start going into this doubt about a person. And then obviously we're human beings. So we don't believe, no, it can't be true. My mother loves me. My father loves me. It can't be true. So we go into a denial mode. And then after a denial mode, the suspicious mode, starts hitting you, where basically you start looking for synchronities. Are they, what's happening with them? What are they doing? Are they telling me the truth? And then basically you get into a lie, cheating, betrayal. So as we see that, lies, cheating, and betrayal doesn't have to be, always with the other person. Like for Margarita, she actually felt that she cheated herself by, saying, I didn't step up. I didn't attend. What did I do? I said no. But she really wanted to say yes. But so now she felt, betrayed herself. She cheated herself. And maybe, felt that she lied to herself, that I love my grandmother more than my mother. And then now you do the fight, the internal fight or the external fight. So, in both the cases, you start confronting, or you have the confusion about the truth. And after that, you go into rage, anger, and hate. Okay. So I'm angry. Now I'm going to make my life or anybody else's life hell. And then you go into the fear and the shame. So what happens is, you start losing, love, you start drifting apart, you start separation. But then obviously, we go back to no, I want to forgive, I want to hold it together, let's work it out for our sake, yeah, other sake, whatever. And you give yourself a second chance. And by that second chance, you basically then start to say, can I make it? Can I make it? Can I make it? And then eventually you do separation, or you live a separate life. And eventually it's breakup and divorce. So all of this applies to self, person, parent, child. And what we've done is we've given a life view. So exactly what I've explained. And all of the processes are taken from my deck of healing cards, which is, as I said, I've channeled them, the art is mine, everything. And they're available also for purchase. And you can do the processes. They're very easy processes. As I've explained, we explained already to Keisha and Margarita. So that you can do the processes as given, very simple. And then that can start changing, and you can start to begin a journey of self-healing and internal introspection. So putting that in a nutshell.
And this, I'm just going to just stop this share very quickly for a second, because this is a gift for everybody. And if, you know, obviously, this is part of the process that you use, correct, Brenda and Charu? And it's one-on-one, like where are you at? And we all got to see it with Kanisha and with Margarita. So another gift from Brenda and Charu for everybody is that we will do a group check, the entire group, where we are at as a group in this entire scale, so to speak. And the PDF will be with you. You can at least start with that much. And of course, offers coming up right away as well. So hang in there, people, because we do have more coming up, and you do need to know more about this. For everybody on today's call, mapping the consciousness of your relationship, a quick PDF along with the process to help you shift is right there. If you know which stage you're at, super, but we're also going to do a group check to start us off on where we can start off. And what's coming up now, Brenda and Charu? People, we get to know about how to recover and heal from cheatings and betrayals with Brenda and Charu, the co-founders of the BNC Miracle Method. Brenda, Charu, take it away.
So we have 4 packages. We have a package A, which is a personal clearing and healing session. A package B, as we explained, space clearing, external factor. And package C is a combination of A and B. And package D is, this is something that Charu and me have curated. And we call it the creation of relationship codes. And we'll explain more about it. So package A, we work on a personal clearing and healing session. And ideally, when we look at a relationship, there are 2 people in it. So like, you know, a mother, a child, parents, couple, boss, body. So what we do is it's for 2 people. We first do a bonus discovery session, which is basically we have a one-to-one session. And from a one-to-one session, we intuitively pick up what's happening with the person. Step 2 is we do a session for one person and the same session for the other person. And then we then send you a detailed report about what's cleared. And then again, we meet to discuss what we have cleared and what has taken place in the session. So what will we work on? So we work on, as you've seen, the mapping of consciousness. So you get to know where exactly you're on your relationship. We also clear your auric field from any entities, including curses, black magic, because all of these do have a big play on where your relationship is and why it doesn't move. Then we'll, as Charu explained, about the three-pin relationship. So we will look at the karmic cause of your issue coming from past life, the root cause coming from childhood experiences, and we'll clear the ancestral imbalances going back to 7th generation. And we'll also clear, as every relationship creates, every relationship we have, that person gives you negative lessons, so teaches you to evolve by negatively teaching you things. So we clear the negative lessons, so the relationship then starts going into a positive state. And also relationships can go into fights, arguments, and whatever it goes into. because of negative contracts, vows, and we have an addictive energy, which then keeps you, in that same state of mind and being stuck in the same situation. And what can you expect? You can transform your relationship, however challenging it is, you will transform it. We don't need permission from both parties, so you can come on behalf of your spouse or parent or work, colleague, boss, or whatever, and we can work on it. We will obviously clear your negative energies, heal old wounds, restore balance to your relationship, and create a paradigm shift. So in that, take it up your level to a different level so you can see differently, be differently, and look at your relationship from a different perspective.
Right. Brenda Charu, just just coming in here because NS has said, what about helping a sibling heal who is completely changed in spite of being patient, us being patient and forgiving? Can we do something to heal the sibling and our relationship without them being present in the session? And you've just mentioned that you don't need permission of both parties to be present. So NS, I hope that answers that question for you.
And of course, we do a bonus discovery session, and this is a very powerful discovery session because whatever you talk, as I said, we intuitively pick up, and we kind of do the bullseye and the zoom in into what is the imbalance in your relationship.
Right. And I also just want to add, Brenda and Charu, that this personal discovery session, so to speak, is actually a conversation with the two of you. And it's literally the first step to the healing, isn't it? Because talking about it is the starting point, correct? And
yes,
all of us just witnessed that with both Kanisha and Margarita. So this bonus is very important because you do get your 15 minutes. The Margarita and Kanisha had what, 2 minutes? And look at what showed up. 15 minutes. Hello.
Yeah. A lot gets shown up, trust me.
Right.
And so the personal clearing, healing and healing session, which is about 2.5 hours for 2 people with the discovery of a personal discovery session. The value is $328.
Or 24,000 rupees.
Yeah.
And right here on, where are we at, Brenda and Charu? Today, I want you to say this. Where are we at right now? On the
Mystic Lotus,
yes.
Love Summit.
Yes. Yes. Mystic Lotus Dragonflies Awesome. Choose Love Summit. Sorry, Brenda. I know you were in a flow there, and I just probably caught you off guard for a second. But right here, what's the offer you have for one?
So the price is $205, 15,000 only, special price.
Fantastic. And that's your personal clearing and healing session. It's a 2.5 hour thing. Remember, people, 2.5 hours is not the amount of time you spend with Brenda and Charu. It's the amount of time they spend on doing the work for you. You do have 15 minutes of your personal discovery session with them at a 38% savings and offered for you at 205 rupees. Sorry, $205 or 15,000 rupees. Brenda Charu, before we go on to the next one, there was a question that came in, so I'm quickly bringing it up. Parul has asked, will these healings be effective for toxic family members?
Yes, definitely.
And Soumya has asked, does the success rate get affected if the other person is not present in the session?
No, because a soul always wants to evolve and heal. So consciously they will say no, no, no. But on a subconscious level, on a soul level, we all want to process and evolve. So definitely it will be the same.
Great. People, everybody who's had questions with the offer so far.
Actually, I can give you, I can actually tell you about a testimonial. We had, which is also very much this, it just clicked into my mind. We had a client who, she only came from herself. We beautiful couple, and we actually met them and taught them and everything. husband and wife, and suddenly the husband drifted away from his wife and started actually having an affair with her best friend. And she couldn't find the thread, and she couldn't find the information, and she didn't really actually know whether that was truth, but she could see that he would want to spend time, go where she was. She had, resorts and things like that, and she would land up there. And so she said, I have two kids and I really want to save my marriage. And he did not know anything, and he was very disrespectful to her. Started, the servants used to disrespect her because he was disrespecting, gave her no money, and she was very distraught. So she said, please, I trust you, please help me. So we did a session on her, and we did a session on him, and immediately, Neelu, you could just see the turnaround in that relationship. He started becoming more kinder. He started giving her money, and he then started working, to get together with her. And then we did a couple more sessions because obviously he was then cheating. So for him to come back to be loyal to her, and he did not know all of that, but eventually he left that relationship. And because now they are working, it's still work in process, because relationships are work in process as well, but the healing is happening and they are together and getting where they should get as a couple. So yeah, that just reminded me of that.
Nice. So I hope that answered the questions, Parul, for you and for Soumya. And coming back to the offers at hand that is there for everybody, we've just gotten to know about the personal clearing and healing session. Next up, Brenda and Charu.
So this is a personal space clearing. So we talked about the exterior, and we have given, in the demonstrations, we can see how, and we have realized how our exterior space contributes to us and creates, the relationship going, downhill rather than uphill. So again, we'll have a discovery session. We'll do a 1-hour remote healing for your home address. We'll give you the WhatsApp information, and then we have a 15 minutes again session to explain what we found.
And there's a question that's come in, but I'm going to hold that question till you complete this.
Yeah, don't drop me out of my space, Mojo. Be clearing the stagnant energies, creating negativity in occupants, the negative imprints, memories, imprints of fights, the lack and hate and lack of love in the environment. And what will happen then? So the space will start vibrating higher energies. I'm already talking on next slide, actually, just from head space. So in the space will create more harmony, more understanding. The triggers that create fights will be released, and then you'll start to experience more love in the relationship. And obviously you get the bonus with the session,
which is the personal discovery session, 15 minutes again, right?
And all of this is for US dollar 164, US dollar 12,000.
Yes, absolutely. US dollars 12,000. Yes, we should aim for that. May may we have these kind of monies to give.
Trust me, it's worth it. US dollar 12,000. Clearing a mansion for that is worth. And because we are on the Mystic Lotus and Dragonflies platform, and your guys are here to see us, it's only for US dollar 123, rupees 9,000. With a 25% savings.
Very nice. And before we move on to the next, and I'm bringing these questions in, Brenda and Charu, because these questions are popping in with the offers. So another question that has come in is that, so it's only 15 minutes with you. So what exactly is happening then if you're working in the background? So people, Soumya, thank you for that question. Brenda and Charu, I will, obviously, you will explain this, that it's what, okay, let me just add this on. All of you just got to experience a few minutes, because it was meant for you to experience their work, Brenda and Charu's work and their expertise. Actually, the work that goes on in the background takes that much time because, Brenda and Charu, please explain.
So basically, there are many layers to it. Here in a demo, we just gave you 1-2 energies. And as I said, when we are doing a karmic clearing, we go into many layers. Minimum we are clearing 5 to 6 past lives. We open up and we clear them. And even in the space clearing, we are clearing your emotions, and we go a little more deeper. We check the land and the space as well. So even the earth energies and stuff like that. So it takes little more time. So you will understand it more, and then we give you a detailed report of what all was cleared. So a lot of things happen in space clearing. It takes almost an hour or little more, 60 minutes or little more sometimes as well, depending on how much the energy is. What all we find, we clear everything, and then we share it with you. So that and you feel the shift, the toxicity of the environment will just disappear.
And of course, Neelu, don't forget that we were on the demo, but we are a duo. So if we were doing a demo for 10 minutes, that actually was 20 minutes.
Right.
Just to let people know.
Yes. Yes.
So I know because somebody just mentioned it was just what, 5 minutes or 10 minutes, but we're actually splitting our work and we actually doing it half and half. But literally that would what it would take. So we actually took, talking, doing all of that. It takes that much time. And and sometimes it's more than 15 minutes because sometimes people talk a lot.
Right. Because once you start, you don't know what's going to show up in conversation. In fact, I think somebody asked, so what do you ask, or what is it that you need to know? You don't have a set of questions, right? Or do you?
No, we don't.
Right. You just go into the conversation and see what shows up, correct?
Yeah, so basically what happens is, Neelu, because we hold space for a certain person, we allow that person to be vulnerable. Like Margarita came, but she knew we would hold her space. So we hold space for you. And then people are able to even talk their deepest and most traumatic stuff that goes on. And by that vulnerability and by that we holding that space allows them to be and open up to us. And by them opening up to us, then we can see what is like the most, traumatic memory for her. Right. Like for Margarita, she's like, for my intuition, and that's only intuitively, like she's just stuck in 10 years. And that's where, and if we heal that 10 years, she'll move and become such a wondrous person or achievable more. Yeah.
Right. And thank you for allowing me to come in between with these questions, Brenda and Charu. And Amrita asked, is there an A and B package? Of course there is, which is what is coming up right now. Brenda and Charu, what is package C?
So package C is a combo of package A and B, because we realize that yes, you need space, and yes, you need to work on your relationship. And together they become a powerful combination to move you and your relationship. Because you know what? We all strive to work at our relationships wherever we are. We always give it that one chance. We always give that. So what if this is that one chance for you to make that final movement that you're looking for? And so the package A is obviously the personal clearing and healing session for 2 people. And then you have the personal space clearing, and you have your bonus sessions as well.
Right.
And all of this at a very, very, very Mystic Lotus. No, not yet. It's usually at, I'm preempting you. I'm so excited now. I'm in an excitement stage. So it's all for US dollar 492 and rupees 36,000. But only for Mystic Lotus and Dragonflies listeners, it's US dollar 287, rupees 21,000, which is saving of 42%.
Fantastic. And hang on, wait for it. These are obviously your package offers. Your personal clearing and healing session for 2 people at $205 or 15,000 rupees. Personal space clearing session, it's a separate session for $123 or 9,000 rupees, and combined, even in the offers combined would have costed 24,000, but you have a further savings, and package A and B combined into C is only for $287 US dollars or 21,000 rupees. And there is one more thing coming up for you, which is, Brenda.
So this is our very special curated work. With all our work and learning, we have come up with a creation of relationship codes. So what we're going to do, it's a 9-day program. It's basically going to run on WhatsApp. So there is no live. It's only on WhatsApp. What we do is each day we take one topic that affects your relationship. And what we do is we clear that with our method, which we use our pendulum and our set of charts. And then each one is downloaded a code to vibrate their relationship to a high level. And along with that, they will receive a meditation to kind of strengthen the healing and build on that healing to move the relationship to even a more dynamic level.
Nice.
And what we'll be working on, so the nine things that we're going to work on is patterns of past hurts in relationship. And the code we're going to download is I'm worthy of love. Then cheating, rejection, betrayal in relationship, to nurturing and to the creation code of nurturing and supporting relationships. Lack of joy, to the relationship code of joyous and happy relationships. Blocks to giving and receiving love, to the relationship code of giving and receiving love. Fears of commitment, to the relationship code of commitment. Then obviously we've been in relationships, so we give parts of us away in relationships and then we are lost. So we download the code of the relation code of self-love and self-worth. Then scarcity mindset in relationship, to the relationship code of abundance of love. And limiting beliefs about the type of relationship I can have, to the relationship code of positive experiences. And limiting beliefs about my worthiness of love, to the relationship code of deep love, intimacy, and connection. And what can you expect from here? You can rewrite your cellular memory for more fulfilling relationships. You can have harmony in your relationships. Health also improves because relationships and health are interconnected. Peace of mind, better productivity, joy and happiness. And the creation of relationship codes for 9 days, which is a remote energetic clearing plus downloads, and you receive a meditation, is for $28, rupees 2,000. And just for all listeners, it's $21, which is rupees 1,500, which is a 25% saving. And we really wanted to, and this is actually a very, it's a steel rate actually, a price, and something that everyone should actually work on, because we have relationship with everything, ourselves, our family, our siblings, our parents, and it's a very highly recommended to join this so that you can even take your relationship up to another level.
Fantastic. These are very, very, very good offers. There's a summary right there for everybody to have a look at. All the links, all the details are in the Telegram group, and you will get it in your call replay email as well. You can heal the hurt of betrayal starting now with Brenda and Charu. And there are some questions that have come in, which I will take on, even though we're past time, but that's okay, because we do want to answer everybody's questions. We want to take care of everybody to whatever extent possible. There is a question from Margarita that says, does package D clear financial blocks as well? The creation of relationship codes.
So this is only focused on relationships, but financial health is also byproduct, because if you have depressed, if you're sad, the productivity is not there, and so you don't feel like working and earning money. So it's a byproduct.
Right. And Angels, I'm sorry, I'm not being able to catch the name, but they've asked, are the codes permanent?
Yes.
Okay, and Indira's asked, does the space clearing include black magic entities clearing also for the space?
No, we are not clearing. We only it goes in a personal session.
Right. It's again, that falls into a slightly different category right now. The focus is on this. And again, understand this, what we normally know as space clearing, which is why, Indira, I think you've asked this question on, that's what we normally know, right? But look at how it's shown up vis-a-vis relationships, vis-a-vis love, with respect to cheating and betrayal. These two huge emotions that we're looking at, recovering and healing from. And there is a question that's come in, Brenda, again from Kay, whose full name I cannot see, that can we get healing from Ms. Brenda and Ms. Charu for those who are suffering from some medical issues? Thank you for this question, because Brenda Charu, from the beginning, we spoke about external, then went to internal, we went out in. But when you go through this, even the examples that you gave us, you didn't, your health gets affected, doesn't it? Right? So if somebody has a medical issue, could its source point be the origin from here?
Yes.
It could, right?
Yes.
Kay, if you'd like to ask a few more questions to get clarity on this, put it on the Telegram group. Brenda and Charu will respond to you there. Please understand what you're going in for. This is about relationships, love and relationships. It is in focus with that. We do have the health summit coming up. Not now, it's coming up. Brenda and Charu will be back then as well. I've again let the cat out of the bag. Amrish, please forgive me. But Kay, you might want to look at the possibility of the fact that whatever medical you're going through might have come from there. So ask Brenda and Charu is what I would say. Can we decide the dates? Sunita asks. Decide the dates for what, Sunita? Do you want to go for a date with somebody? Do you want to have a date with me? Do you want to have a date with Brenda and Charu? You have to be clear about what you're asking. If you're asking about personal sessions, Brenda, Charu, it's decided on mutual date time agreement. Okay.
Yes, I would think she's also asking on the relationship goals, because and those dates I think on the 3rd week of March, and forgive me, I don't have the exact dates, but I think they will go out to out when you sign, or I'll kind of put them in there. I forgot the dates.
All right, this can happen, people. It's all right. We're all human, and as I think who was it right at the beginning who would come on? Kanisha said that even though I'm a practitioner, and it's difficult for me to admit this, I think it's important, Brenda and Charu, right, for all of us to understand, practitioner or not, healer or not, expert or not, client or not, we're all human.
Yeah.
We all have our journeys, we all have our processes. Even our beautiful experts have their journey, which is still going on. Correct?
Correct.
Thumbs up to that. All right, and questions are still pouring in. Hang on. Soumya's asked, do we at all let the other person know that I'm going to go for this session in order to have his presence at soul level, or can it be done totally without him knowing?
Totally without knowing. You don't need to tell.
All right. Okay. And there it is, Kalpana. I think you've asked a question similar to that. Hopefully that's been answered. And Kanisha's asked, can these sessions be done in person? Absolutely. Where do you stay, Kanisha? You let us know and we'll let you know if we can have it in person.
Yeah.
Okay, jokes aside, they do live in a certain location. If you happen to be there, Brenda Charu, is it possible?
Yes, yeah, it's possible. Yeah.
You've gotten a yes from them. I would suggest that you just DM the team, let them know where you're from, and they'll let you know. Again, Yogita, you asked a question. Please, Shilpa, in case you've seen it, in case not, Yogita, please direct message the team. They'll answer that question for you. All right. Packages have already been bought. People are already buying it. We do have one last little bit left for everybody before we wind up for the day, which is Brenda and Charu.
Demo.
Yes, to see where we are on the mapping consciousness of relationship. Okay, let's do that.
So I would request every listener now and future to hold a relationship that they want to work on. So it could be spouse, mother, child, body, money, anything that you want to work on. Just hold that in mind so that that goes out into the consciousness. So everyone listening to that also can hold what they want to work on. All right. So just allowing us to tap into that. So what has come up for everybody on their relationships, wherever we are on the level of fear and shame. And the life view that can possibly come is I'm losing the love of my life, or let's say I'm losing track of what I'm doing, or I'm losing where I'm going. And we're drifting apart. What will happen if people will come to know? So that's our life view. And the process is, let me see, is the element of air. So you want to just remove the mapping and for a second. Oh, I showed that later. Oh, yeah, sorry. I'm just so excited to show my card. And I really love these cards because you can see little images and birds and things like that that come up with the drawing. And the process is, which is also written there, it's all about communication. Or just, so go out in nature and feel the air caressing your cheek, observe how the leaves fall from the tree, see how the balloons float around, and just imagine as if you're a butterfly and you're, flying around the flowers and enjoying nature. And as a butterfly, you look down into your space or your relationship and see what is out of balance. Like, what do you feel from a different perspective? What is out of balance? And with this new awareness, you can make changes to your communication and way of living. So that's the process.
Nice. People as a group, what's shown up is fear and shame. Remember, it's shown up for the entire group. Whatever your level of resonance with it is what it is. And there's a small thing that you can start doing with it. Umesh asked a question: can package A be opted for marriage relationship when wife is not ready to join the session? Will husband's presence alone suffice? Umesh, maybe you joined in a little late, but yes. Correct, Brenda Charu?
Yes. Either one can take it on behalf of the other. Yeah.
And okay, there are some some back-end questions. Do not, team's taking care of it. I think we have covered all the questions so far. Hopefully I have. If I missed something, Brenda and Charu will catch you up on it, either on the group or tomorrow, because you have your bonus call with Brenda and Charu tomorrow, same time, 6:30 p.m. IST, same place, Zoom, where you're going to have lots more of what happened today. In fact, Brenda and Charu will check the space again, right, Brenda and Charu? You're going to see from where we started today, what it might have moved to. There will be more demonstration, more one-on-one experiences that you can have. Remember, it's not a healing session, it's an awareness. See what the work can do for you time with Brenda and Charu, and lots more coming up. Brenda and Charu, before we say bye to everybody, any last words that you want to say to everyone?
Oh, I want to say also, and you can say, both of us want to say. So I actually, I know you asked this question, so I said, let me be prepared. So I asked my deck of healings, and it was my deck of cards, and it was so surprising. This card fell out, and this is actually our logo. This is actually what I've drawn, and it actually went into our logo. And the card is, and I was like, wow, you know, kind of like, guys, it's in your face. You know?
Yeah. And what Brenda, what you want to share with everybody is you please pick the packages up.
Exactly. Thank you. Yeah, exactly.
Those are my last words.
And anyway, the card is about intention. So every day when you get up, intend the following. Today is the best ever day. The universe provides me with all my needs. Everything comes to me easily and effortlessly, and I'm in harmony with everybody.
That is beautiful. And there is so much more to look forward to tomorrow. Again, bonus call day with Brenda and Charu, people. Come back, same place, same time. Remember, last words, go pick the packages up. What a call, Brenda and Charu. What a call. External, internal, toxic environments, from ancestral lineages holding us back to karmic concerns, karmic codes, to root causes, everything affecting us internally and externally, building up to the mapping of the consciousness of a relationship that for each of us would be different, but we're all at certain stages or the other. Thank you so much once again for a brilliant call, for wonderful insights. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. People, thank you so much for being here. We will see you tomorrow. Good night from Brenda and Charu from Team Mystic Lotus and Dragonflies. On behalf of everybody, this is me, Neelu, saying bye-bye. Good night. Enjoy your meal and go start doing the things that you need to do to start recovering and healing. Much love.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thanks. Bye.